Hey, homesteaders and preppers, do you have the skills to survive an SHTF? I've got 10 skills you need to get under your belt right now, today in 2023. So follow me along. I'm going to list them out. So I'm sure you're all watching the news and things haven't gotten better in the last 3 years. In fact, they've escalated, gotten a little worse. And where are we going in 2023? Well, I'm here to tell you that SHTF, it's coming to your home no matter what. So whether you're preparing for the SHTF or for like me, I have always been preparing for natural disasters. And that's where the reality hits home. Where we used to live, we were evacuated many times for fires. I told you guys this before, where we were trapped, no roads in, no roads out, weeks without power. And this is where I really got heavily into prepping and homesteading. And I had always been a gardener, had chickens, gardening, but was I really prepared to be without power or have my home threatened by wildfires or mudslides? Well, I really wasn't. And it took those events in my life to get me more prepared. So I'm going to go over the top 10 things I think you all need to know right now and what you need to be learning in 2023. So, number one is you need to learn to grow your own food. You really do. If things escalate in this world, you need to be able to at least be able to go out there and grow enough food. Here, last year, I grew the biggest garden I have ever had. And the reason I did this was I wanted to prove to myself that I could do this and I could support our family on what I could grow for a year, along with other amenities, obviously. But we grew so much food, we harvested. And then my second thing is you need to learn how to preserve and store. So number one, grow your own food. Number two, learn how to store it. So whether it's canning, dehydrating, freezing, seal mealing, do you have these tools? Can you put up the food that you're growing? And can you make it so you can have this for a whole year, a whole season? Number three, now this is a big one, guys, is can you live off grid? Can you survive off grid? At least you guys, you need to be able to do this for a month. And this is something that we have learned. And I would say the number one way to learn this skill is not to wait till disaster, but it's to start by going camping. If you guys can go camping and live out of a trailer without any, or not being plugged in, being able to live in a trailer, go camping, have your own food, tools, ways to cook it, prepare it. This is a really good way to practice this tool. And you can then learn how to live off grid. Now here on our homestead, we've put in solar. We've talked about that. We have solar, we have a generator, and of course we have grid. But could we survive? Yes, darn right we could. And number four, we talked about this one too, first aid. Can you take care of things that happen on your homestead, your farm, your house, whether it be tourniquets, stitching up wounds, setting things that might happen, whether you can tape something up with sports tape to make it so you are alleviating the pain. Can you build a sling? These are things that you need to know. The other thing along with that is, can you create your own medicines out of herbs? Do you know how to do that? If you don't, buy the books so you have them on hand. Buy the herbs, buy the tinctures, buy the stuff. If you're not going to grow it, if you're not going to create it, at least have it on hand, because then you can actually look through a book and figure out what you need to do from there. All right, people, number five. This is a big one, okay? Can you hunt, trap, and kill something to eat? Like, it doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be a deer. Could you kill a bunny? Could you go hunt a duck? There are simple things that we all need to do for survival skills. And this is something to challenge yourself. Like, in your mind, could you do what you needed to do to survive? The answer, I hope, is yes. Number six. Now, a lot of these things were really simple things that we all were taught in home economics, but I don't even know if they offer this anymore. This is something that we all learned, was how to sew. Can you sew? Can you mend, repair things? Now, this could be simple things as a pair of socks, okay? Simple to darn a pair of socks. But what if your jacket, rips, tears? Can you fix that? If it's your best jacket that you own and you need to stay warm and dry, or just simple repairs on your farm. Y'all should have a sewing kit. If you don't have a sewing machine, at least have a sewing kit. They're real cheap, inexpensive, and you should have one. And just, practice some basic skills. It's not difficult. And number 7, along with growing your own food and preserving, the next thing you really need to do is learn how to save your own seeds. And there is so much information out there. There's a wealth of information. So make sure right now, if you're planting or repairing your garden, you're planting heirloom seeds. This is the way that you can save those seeds for years and years, generations, decades to come. This is something that we should all be doing. It's good for our environment too. We are not introducing GMOs, hybrid seeds. We're using heirloom. So make sure you learn how to save your own seeds. And number 8, do you have basic mechanical skills? I mean, everybody is going to need to know this. Now, these are some silly things, but can you change your tire? Do you have the tools to change your own tire? You don't have to call your insurance company and have them send somebody out. Can you plug a tire? These are simple things you can buy almost anywhere, little kits to plug a tire. If you were in a situation and no one could get to you, can you do these things? Other mechanical skills, I mean, things break all the time. Of course, I was talking about home ec. Well, they used to also have auto shop. Well, a lot of us don't have those skills, but you should have the tools and some basic knowledge of the things that might go broken. I mean, you should have them. And if you always reach to the internet, well, those things might not be working. Get yourself some basic books and have those as tools and references in your home. And number 9 is right along with mechanical skills, it's carpentry skills. Can you go out, build your chicken coop? Can you repair a fence? Can you do these things, these necessary items? Do you have the tools? You don't need much. You need some hand saws, you need some hammers, you need the nails, you need a drill, you need some screws. Don't forget those things. They don't work very well if you don't have the other things that go along with them. Make sure that you, no matter how small you are, that you start out with the necessary tools and equipment that you might need if you needed to make it on your own for an extended period of time. Now, number 10, it's a big one. Can you defend your property? Now, this is a big one, and a lot of you are not prepared to do this. Do you have the security so you can see if something's coming day or night? Do you have the tools to defend your property? I'm not even suggesting anything, but I think that you all know what I'm talking about. So make sure you can defend your property. And this could be against anything. For me, it could be a coyote. I'm always on the lookout on our property for coyotes that might be coming after my livestock or my chickens or my dogs. So make sure you have these tools in place, and it's always a wise idea to have security so you can see who's coming and going off of your property. Even if you're not home, there's so many tools. But of course, if the internet's not working, you need to just be able to see what's going on. So create an environment at your homestead where you have line of sight. Anyway, I hope this top 10 things will get you motivated for 2023, because remember, it may not be this big global thing. It might just be where you're defending or having to care for yourself in the event of a natural disaster. Remember, looting happens, the hospitals are shut, you can't get in or out, there may not be fresh water. Do you have these things stored? You may not be able to get fresh food. You may need to know all these basic skills. So I am challenging you in 2023 to get ready, get prepared, and be able to live off grid, even if it's for 2-3 days, you guys. Get yourself so you can at least get yourself together. Anyway, thank you for watching. As always, Homesteading with Blue Sky Ranch, and like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell button. Thanks a lot, you guys. See you next time.